Hello students, welcome to English Portal. Today in this video I am going to discuss with you the fourth lesson of our prose section, that is Big Data, Big Insights. The source of this lesson is anonymous. We don't know about the writer and where and when this article was published. But it is very important lesson as it deals with the modern technology, internet, computer, and how these things are making our daily life, the life of common man, very easy. So you must be eager to know what this big data is. So let's not waste the time and proceed with our lesson. This article is based on big data, that is the large volume of data, both structured and unstructured, that affects a business on day-to-day basis. Sectors like healthcare, education, traveling, banking, finance and trading, media and scientific pursuits are just to name few beneficiaries. The source of this article is unknown. Let's see the summary of this lesson. Big data has revolutionized our lifestyle, food habits, healthcare, traveling, scientific pursuits, you name it, and everything is changed 360 degrees. Whenever we do any activity on Facebook or WhatsApp, visit any website, make online purchases or watch videos, that is any online activity, it is recorded, monitored and analyzed. So a huge amount of data is collected. This is called as big data. Big data can be in petabytes or exabytes of data consisting of billions to trillions of records of millions of people, all from different sources. For example, web, sales, customer contact center, social media, mobile data, etc. So, what is big data? So, it is the data collected by our online activities which we do majority on the phone and on the laptop or desktop or smart watches, etc. Now, let's see the 5 V's of big data, and they are volume, velocity, variety, value and veracity. It is impossible to process such huge data, hence big data analytics is used. It is a complex process of examining large and varied data sets or big data to uncover information such as hidden patterns, unknown correlations, market trends, and customer preferences. The huge big data is very useful for industries. It's not the amount of data which is important, but what the organizations do with it is what matters. The big data is enormously increasing in volume, variation, velocity, veracity, and value. These are called 5 V's of big data. Now let's see uses of big data. First use of big data is for location tracking. When you order a pizza and you're very hungry, so you just go to that Zomato site and see till where your pizza has reached and how much more time will it take, what is the route of that pizza delivery boy. All these location tracking, whenever you order book an Ola cab, so then you see till where the driver has reached, which route he has taken. All these location tracking is possible only because of big data. Big data helps in identifying and tracking the exact location of place or person or thing. Our GPS and Google Maps use big data. With geographic positioning and radio frequency identification sensors, we get the real-time data about traffic congestion on a particular route, other ways, one way, understanding accident-prone areas so we could avoid it or them. You can plan your own route using big data or Google Maps. Similarly, we can track the condition and delivery status of goods. Big data has helped the logistics companies to reduce risk in transport, improve speed and reliability in delivery. Second use of big data is for understanding the weather pattern. With the help of big data collected by weather sensors and satellites, we can forecast weather. Weather pattern warns us about impending natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, tsunami, etc. And we get time to minimize the casualties and loss of property. It also helps to study global warming, predict availability of natural resources like water. So for farming and for planning the agricultural pattern, the crops and also the traveling, the air travel and for the safety of people. The weather pattern and the big data is very useful for guessing the weather pattern correctly. Next use of big data is in the field of healthcare industry and how big data is transforming healthcare industry. Today people use personal biomedical research devices like smartwatches, health apps which detect our heart rate, monitor blood sugar, sleep pattern, exercise, distance walk, etc. By analyzing this data, personal health care can be provided to patients. Many of you must be using those Fitbits and you have your personal health care right on your wrist. Big data also helps doctors to have better diagnosis. It also checks the effect of drugs, etc. Big data helps to monitor epidemics or pandemics. In this COVID-19 situation, you must be having that app in your phones which monitors the presence of affected persons nearby. So that Arogya Setu app which we have downloaded uses big data to locate such patients. Pharmaceutical companies pay huge amount to receive the health data of people to promote research and find new medicines. With the help of big data, doctors can now have better diagnosis of ailment. They can access to same cases anywhere in the world. So unnecessary guesswork can be reduced significantly. So it is for the benefit of patients and as well as doctors because using this big data they can have the access of similar cases anywhere in the world and the diagnosis can be perfect. So the guesswork will get reduced and so the patient will get the proper treatment and that also quickly. So it is a win-win situation for both doctor and the patient thanks to big data. Next use of big data is in the field of finance and trading. With big data analytics, the investment pattern of people can be studied. This helps banks, finance companies such as mutual fund or LIC, insurance companies to come up with suitable plans for customers. Big data is also used to detect cyber crimes, card frauds, archival of audit trails. It can also predict future attempts by analyzing brute force attack. It also handles missed transactions and failure in net banking and spikes on servers. So you see, whenever you are using online payment sites and a transaction is failed but the amount is debited from your account, so we don't panic because we know that within 7 days it will be credited back to your account. So how is this possible? It is only because of big data which the bank has about each customer, and by tracking those transactions the bank sees that this transaction has failed and then the money is credited back in our accounts. Here let me explain what is brute force attack. Now brute force attack consists of an attacker, a person submitting many passwords with the hope of eventually guessing it correctly. The attacker systematically checks all possible passwords until the correct one is found. So it is very dangerous cybercrime, and big data helps us to identify such activities and to stop them. The Security Exchange Commission is using big data for possible illegal trades and suspicious activities like this. High frequency trading is an area where big data is largely used. Big data algorithms are used to make trading decisions. Stock market uses big data extensively. Equity trading takes signals from the media network and news website to make buy and sell decisions in split seconds. So big data is used in stock market also. Now next use of big data is obviously, as you can see in these pictures, is for sports field. A gigantic data has been created over a period of time from the recording of matches, training sessions and workouts. This data enables to improve individual player as well as team performance. The sensors embedded in the sports equipment helps us to understand the game from close quarters, field conditions, the weather and individual's performance. The data enables the player to study his performance as well as of others. Big data also helps to understand the strength and weaknesses of opponents, making it easier to plan match strategies beforehand. Next field where big data is very useful is the field of advertising. Advertisers are one of the biggest players of the big data, be it Facebook, Google, Twitter, Amazon, Flipkart. They all keep track of users' behavior and transactions. When you target people based on clicks, you get different results. Take Facebook for example. Here you can target people based on buying intent, website, visits, interest, job roles, demographics and whatnot. All this is possible only because of big data. So if you frequently search for a health product on Facebook or jewelry of particular brand or kind on Facebook, next time when you open the Facebook, it will automatically suggest you the various kinds and new entries in the market. So you wonder sometimes that how these sites guess your interests, how they are suggesting various things which interest you. It is because they are monitoring the sites and the products you search for. Big data is very useful in the field of media and entertainment also. Big data focuses on targeting the audience based on their past views and behavior online. They will be shown different recommendations on the basis of their previous choices. So if you are a fan of detective serials, So whenever you watch them on Netflix, the Netflix will suggest you various detective serials to watch, so that you will be hooked to it and you will not stop watching Netflix. In a way, it is a technique which is very popular on YouTube and Netflix to increase engagement and drive more revenues. Even television uses big data to show different advertisements and shows. This creates better viewership and TRP, resulting in improved profits. Big data has transformed our education industry leaps and bounds. Big data has information about students, their study pattern, individual comprehension level, so we can prepare customized and dynamic, that is changeable, study program for students according to the need of students. Study material can also be designed. We also have access to result by which we can gauge the progress of the students, understand their weaknesses and strength. Big data also helps in counseling regarding the best career based on his mental abilities. This helps in enhancing progress of students. Big data has provided the solution to one of the biggest pitfalls, drawbacks of our education industry, that is one size fits to all. Now those days are gone, because now we can customize the education also. We can make it to suit the individual's needs and according to the student, study material and the education can also be molded, and everything is possible because of big data. Now in the end, let's sum up what we have learned. We have seen that big data is useful in every aspect of life nowadays, from banking and securities to insurance, transportation, education, manufacturing, energy and utilities, healthcare, media and entertainment. Along with all these fields, big data is also helpful in scientific researches, understanding geographical phenomena, helping in smooth functioning of government machinery, etc. So you see, it is very apt to compare big data with genie in our hands. We must use it wisely for the benefit of mankind, because it is a genie. It can do whatever you want. So our intention should always be good and for the betterment of humanity. So I hope you have understood the big data and it has given you the insight, the new insight into all the things which are there around you and which are making your life easy technologically. So see you soon. Thank you.